Hey there. What I want to talk about today is things that I've noticed online, and I don't spend a ton of time on YouTube. I know some people have it going in the background all day while they're working or something, but my work is fairly high level of concentration required, so it's a little too distracting. But what I find is, well, of course, they've got the algorithm or whatever, so you look up something once, it's like you have a memory. Oh, I saw, some band in 1982 or something, and you look them up, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, done with that. But then you get hit with videos and stuff of them for, weeks, on and on and on. It's like, okay, So, of course, if you sign out of YouTube, then everything becomes, fresh again. But I'm noticing a business model that a lot of people are using. Basically, they want to hook you. So the ad or the video is going to say something very short and concise to get your attention, to get you to push the button or something like that, which is a little kind of subversive, because what they're trying to tap into is, fear, aggression, worry, concern about health, your mental state, your physical state, things like that, or that here's something you really need to know, if you want to be smart about things, stuff like that. And it's, I suppose hard for people to resist the temptation to click on something like that. But I saw something the other day about tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears. And I know someone who is suffering from it badly, and it seems to be getting worse. So I watched the ad, and the ad said, okay, for more details, click on the link. So I clicked on the link, and took me to a website where a video was played for me. And I think it was about an hour long. And basically, there was no way to pause it. You had to sit through the whole thing. And what I'm getting at is the way that this was engineered. A lot of other people are using it the same way. So hook someone, get them to watch the video, which is a long video with no chance to pause it, which is basically a long advertisement for whatever it is that they're selling. And anyway, so that one, I made it through, to the end of it, and it seemed legit, so I bought the product. But, we'll see whether it does anything or not. And it wasn't cheap. But there's a lot of other things out there where this guy, Dr. Gundry, is one, and he's basically he's in it for the money. It's not that he's a quack because he's a doctor, but a lot of the stuff that he claims basically has no basis. So he'll say something like, ooh, this food is bad, never eat this food, Oh, tomatoes, why is that? And I'm eating tomatoes now, so I'm worried, I need to click on this. Things like that. So what I want to get at with all these things is like, the world and your body, the environment, is so complicated. The cells in your body, the things going in and out, the processes, the energies, incredibly, incredibly complicated. But what we find in today's world, and you see more and more of this coming out these days, is the high level of toxins coming from industrialized production of basically everything, not just food. So, for example, people are being tested for all kinds of chemicals, forever chemicals that stay in your body. People have, 90% of people, I think, have those. Of course, they have an effect. They're not supposed to be there, and they're toxic. But anyway, when it comes to these toxic substances, which are everywhere, basically, they're so prevalent, it's kind of a mind blower. So we did all these things. We created, manufactured all this stuff to make life easier. And in a sense, what we're doing is poisoning ourselves. So for example, forever chemicals are used in plastic wraps and things like that. Well, hey, guess what? You buy a stick of butter, it's on the paper that is wrapped around the stick of butter. Saw a warning the other day for children under 10 or 13, I think, to never wear synthetic clothing because the chemicals in the clothing go straight in through the skin and into the body and remain there. So when you get down to the sheer quantity of toxic stuff in the grocery store, in things that you buy, that you wear, water that you drink, all these things, it's a little crazy. It's off the scale. Now, we don't exactly drop dead necessarily, although some people do, but there are, a price to pay. There are effects from it. It may be all, sorts of things. Could be cancer, diabetes, vertigo. Oh, vertigo is another one like tinnitus, where it's like, oh, you have vertigo? Here's what you need to do. And the thing is, these ads, the solution that they have is always so simple and so easy, and all it requires is that you buy something. It's like, the problem is a whole heck of a lot more complicated than that. So the sheer amount of crap that we've generated and put out into the environment, which is basically our own bodies too, so it's in there now. The question as to, what are you going to do? You're going to stop making everything and then try to clean everybody out? I mean, that would be a good idea. But the powers that be, corporate America, they have resisted doing this kind of thing for a long time, addressing any of this. Now, RFK Jr., of course, he's been in litigation with all kinds of companies for a long time about toxic materials in, all sorts of things, water, food, vaccines, and, oh, shit, I said the word. Gee, well, okay, no, I take that back. Vaccines are wonderful and very good for everyone, okay? Yes. And I don't want to get this video removed like the other one, where I mentioned the V word. So anyway, but hopefully all that will end pretty soon too, and some sense of sanity will be restored. But anyway, also I would say about this business model of, hooking you with a fear-based idea or an easy solution to something, your happiness or your health or whatever, and then taking you over to watch this video. And another thing about the videos is that they do present some, scientific evidence, but, we're not scientists, so we have to take them at their word for that. But the other thing that they do in the videos is they basically tell you a story, and it's, to pluck your heartstrings. So here's the story about my mother who had Alzheimer's, and we were watching her decline, and it was just terrible for the family. What could we do? And that ad, basically the solution for Alzheimer's, what they're saying is it all comes from one kind of bacteria that lives in your teeth, migrates up to your brain. Really? Never heard that before. Not that it couldn't be true, but the whole thing is where are the scientists that you can trust anymore who are researching that, who have hard evidence that all Alzheimer's is caused by the bacteria that lives in your teeth, that cannot be killed or taken care of by any other conventional means other than this product that they're selling. So you can see this work. I mean, I'm an artist, right? So if I wanted to sell something, it would be basically, well, you're up against AI. What are you going to do? You're an artist, and here's my story, and get all teary and blah blah blah, and go on, and then have some kind of solution, easy fix that's going to take care of it for you, and just click on this and give me a couple $100 or whatever. But anyway, I'm not going to do that. It's kind of really just mercenary and cold-blooded. That's not the word. The way that they're doing these things. There again, it is survival, you know. I mean, if I had to survive from this channel, I'd be starving. You know, if I do an art video, it gets a lot of views, but for the most part, these contemplative videos don't get that many views, or, you know, and my channel stopped getting monetized a long time ago when they increased the level. But anyway, I guess I covered it kind of at the end of the walk here, about 11 minutes. So I'll leave it there. Leave your comments, okay? Want to hear from you. Bye.